financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is, oh no! IRS invoices and letters, and my available credit is vanishing. Help me! Brian Small, good morning.
Good morning, Ken. Is that your new TV voice? I love it. It's so endearing.
I'm glad to see I've made you happy. Pat Semesco, good morning.
You make me happy every morning, Ken.
I'm glad to hear that. Jeffrey Winden. This sounds like a cabinet meeting.
Morning, Ken.
Jeffrey Winden, please compliment me and tell me how happy you are.
You look marvelous.
All right, I guess I am now qualified to be the President of the United States. All right, with that statement,
Well, you paint your hair too, so.
Yes, but I don't color my skin orange. Okay, so
let me jump in. What I'm hearing on this show, and every time that we talk about IRS planning, tax planning, bankruptcy planning, everybody gets the idea that it's good to plan to protect yourself and protect yourself and protect yourself. The second I talk about Medicaid planning, oh my God, how can you plan to get these Medicaid benefits? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that horrible? Why are you doing that?
You don't hear that from us.
No, but the people out there, and that's the whole idea. Guys, planning to protect yourself, whether you're losing money to the IRS or to the exorbitant credit card or to the nursing home, you got to protect yourself because the man is not going to do it for you.
Amen to that. But the answer to your question is no. You said, may I jump in?
Right.
The answer is no.
It's that big, beautiful bill that we talked about. And everybody think, oh my God.
That is a different show.
Yeah.
Okay, but I agree exactly with what you're saying.
Well, the rule is I'm always going to talk elder law in every single show. Remember, we talked about
It's understood. Okay, is the computer alive and well?
Yes.
You're getting these IRS notices. This topic came up not because Jeff Linden, who handles tax collection defense problems, alerted me. It instead came up earlier in the week with a conversation with Brian saying, my clients are showing up with an enormous amount of IRS notices. So are you guys both seeing this?
Yeah.
Pat,
IRS notices?
Are your Medicaid clients coming in with IRS notices?
my clients never have problems.
So wait, let me preface it. What I've
You
noticed.
pay their taxes for them?
What I've noticed, the potential clients that are walking through the door have significantly greater credit card debt than they did 2 years ago, okay? And they quite often have significant internal revenue debt that they didn't used to have. Because what's happening is as expenses are going up, as inflation has caused everything to cost more, what's happened is people are trying to figure out how to make ends meet. And one of the first things they do after they run up their credit cards is they borrow from their uncle. Now, I've said this before, you can borrow from your mother, you can borrow from your father, you can borrow from your cousin, but you should never borrow from your uncle, because Sam will collect from you and hunt you down.
Uncle Sam,
Uncle Sam is non-dischargeable in bankruptcy.
Generally, income tax debt, unless it's over 3 years old, is not dischargeable in bankruptcy.
So you still can discharge it, because I'll give you a counterpoint. What are people paying on their credit cards in interest?
Well, that's true. They're paying 30% on the default interest rate to 35%.
Oh my God.
Well, how much is IRS charging?
Well, IRS 8%.
8% is
plus
compounded daily, and if you're late and you get penalties, it's interest on the tax you owed and all the penalties.
But at the end of the day, are you paying more to the government on the interest and penalty? Or
Well, when
are you paying
interest
more to
rates
Discover,
were
Visa, and MasterCard?
like 2 and 3%,
Yeah.
it was
Which was
significant.
only 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
but credit cards were 14% then. Now credit cards are 30% and interest rates are 7%.
8 on the IRS stuff.
It's still easier to deal with credit card debt
Than it is
than it is
Uncle
to
Sam.
deal with Uncle Sam. Although there are obviously many tools in the toolbox to deal
Do
with
you think
Uncle
it's
Sam.
hard to deal with Uncle Sam?
Well, it's not
It's
difficult. It's just
more
different.
like Uncle Sam's children. Uncle Sam himself is not so tough, but sometimes he's got, cranky children.
Depending on the collection officer.
Yeah.
But that was
There
what
are tools in the toolbox to deal with Uncle
Absolutely.
Sam. That's
You
my
know what?
point.
I hate to jump in.
Oh
cut you
no,
short.
really? Go ahead, jump in. Cut me off.
My
Wait, let's do a vote. There's 4 people. If we get 3 positive votes for you to jump in, you're in. If it's a 2-2 tie, I have the tie-breaking vote. All in favor of Pat jumping in, raise their hand. Oh, come on. Come on. No, Pat, raise your hand. Raise your hand. It's a 2-2 tie. I am exercising my tie-breaking vote.
You get 2 votes?
You may jump in.
Thank you. My little old lady clients, they don't have huge credit card debts, but they don't have any money in the bank, and they're trying to figure out, do they pay for their prescriptions or do they pay for their food? They're not. That's the same problem, but they're not.
a big problem.
It's a huge problem. They can't pay for assisted living. That's what we talked about
But
so
do they
much.
have any credit cards? They can just put the prescriptions on the credit card.
They
And their
really
food
have
also.
one, but their limit's usually about $2,500, $5,000. Their whole mindset, their whole life is live within your means, never use your credit card.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It is good, but the concept while you're doing that is sock away money so that you have it to live on when you
Well,
need
but there's
it.
also the first word of that phrase is live.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
gotta live.
there you go. I'm with you. Like if you're in a
Balance.
you got
Right.
you have to be
Balance.
practical. If
Yeah.
you're in a situation where you have no income and you need money for medical, food, and shelter, and you have available credit, you don't
Use
have
it.
an option. Use it.
And the opposite, which the
The
clients
bigger
that
problem
do
is
come
once that
in,
available credit's gone, what do you do?
if they have a lot of credit and they have big credit card debt, they say, well, I got to pay my credit card versus paying for my prescription coverage. You know what I'm saying? That's what you always say. Don't pay your credit card versus paying your food and medicine.
There's
bills.
always solutions to get you out of the credit card debt.
Yeah.
And but as I said, the process of this whole
Let's
show
take
is
a
that
break, and then you'll tell us what the premise is. We'll be back after the break.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP.
If your loved one is struggling with age-related issues, let our family help your family. Call Samasco Law now. We're family-owned and growing. Meet Joe Frizard and Kelsey Samasco, our newest superstars. We'll handle your issues with care, compassion, and dedication. At Samasco Law, we'll leave no stone unturned until your family is protected for the long term. We'll walk together. That's what families do. Samasco Law. Protect what matters.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. You can't work.
you have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
So what is your premise or preface or whatever you were saying?
What I was saying is that the people that are walking in the office have bigger problems. And the problems are starting to really include the Internal Revenue Service and the state of Michigan for tax debts because people are trying to scramble to get money from any source that they can.
Right.
All right, so are you seeing a greater number of notices going out as well?
Yeah, because the
So the
IRS computers are spitting them out, and they're really scary. I
What
had
do
a
they
call
do?
yesterday.
Hypercharge the computers?
No, they just I don't know. They started to implement AI.
I mean, there
Is
is
what it is.
there's something going on that I think is a little bit of a conundrum in the new administration. It's like they want to cut cost. They don't like the IRS. They've cut help, staffing, and so forth with Dodge. But when it comes to paying back your student loan, they're using their computers to garnish your
In
paychecks
fact, even the student loans,
without a lawsuit.
effective August 1st, they will be charging for all those people that were in the SAVE program that they're on hold whether or not they have to make payments and there was no interest accruing on their loans. Interest is now going to start accruing on those loans.
And they're going, if you're in default, they're going to be taking 15% of your
right, but
of your
this
Social
is even
Security
the
if you're
people
getting
that
it.
are waiting to see if the SAVE program that
Works. Okay.
forgave the student loan debt is
Whether-
allowed.
Good. And then the other, I mean, the people that are getting garnished for student loan debt are the moms and the grandmas. I mean, the student. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, because they
they're getting
co-signed a
Social
student loan for
Security.
their kid.
But they can also take their paychecks.
Yep.
So there's a ruthless, and other people are getting notices. So there's a segment of the government that's saying if you owe us money, we're coming after you to get it. But there's the other segment that's cutting IRS's legs out in some respects on their ability to collect. Because there's this, I hear the buzz of people saying, well, what do I got to worry about my taxes? IRS doesn't have any employees. But that's not true.
No, they have employees. They're going to pick and choose the debts, but the computers are getting out, and it's like anything. You get notices, you scare people into action, you scare people into paying. They're very threatening. Even stuff that isn't threatening and a problem is threatening. I was talking to somebody yesterday who was in an installment payment plan and paid it off. So when you pay it off, what happens to the installment plan? It goes away. It ends. Or it terminates, right? But she got a nasty grant from the IRS saying, we've terminated your installment payment plan. It's the same letter
It's
as
so
when you're not in
scary.
compliance and still owe
Just
money.
a computer glitch.
Right. And so she's terrified. And just like, relax.
Oh, we terminated. Oh, this
Yeah.
is intended to
This
say
is-
we terminated because
Yeah.
you paid us.
Yeah, it didn't
Thank you
say
for
it
paying us.
didn't say congratulations
Well,
at
there
the
wasn't
first
a-
word.
No, it's like you're done. You've paid
Fruit
off your
brand.
debt. Congratulations. But it said, this is a notice that we're terminating your installment. It's the same threatening letter. It had the debt from the original
Well,
plan.
they're
You have 10 days
saving
to pay
money
it.
so that they don't have to draft two different letters.
Exactly.
There you go. The other thing that people need to realize is just because they're cutting back doesn't always mean inefficiency.
Right.
The argument for cutbacks, if you look at the private sector, is the private sector lays off people periodically all the time because as they grow they get fat and then they par them down so people work harder and become more focused and they become more efficient. When we do that to the government, there's a couple different sides because as a taxpayer I sit there and say, I'm paying a lot of money in taxes. I'm used to it. I'm not bitching about it. But if I'm paying my money in taxes, damn it, if I need to call Social Security or something to get something resolved, they better answer the phone. And if I've got to call IRS because they're doing something wrong, they better answer the phone because I'm paying a lot of money and I at least want the service. And the fear is, okay, I'm still going to have to pay the same money, but I'm not going to have any service because they're going to be inefficient because they laid off all the people. That's one argument. But the other argument that you really don't hear that much said is, well, maybe they are going to become more efficient. I don't know. You got to weigh those things. You know. But the point here is the government collecting is a problem. You've got methods to address how to handle the wage levy and so forth. You have methods to address the problem with bankruptcy and so forth. You have methods to take care of mom and dad who are
Where are you going
85
with this, Ken?
years old.
Where are you going with this, Ken? You're running out of stuff.
I'm trying to give you some inclusion here.
Okay.
I don't want to cut you off. But what I want to know is, Jeff, what do you do on people that are getting these notices that they're going to garnish their wages? How do you stop that?
We do collection due process appeals. We ask for holds and we get them into a payment plan. Are currently not collectible. We do their financial
So can you
analysis.
stop, if they come to you with the notice before this is happening, can you stop the government
Absolutely. You can. But you got to act. You can't ignore it.
And so you file what's called this collection due process hearing?
Yeah, or a cap appeal. You file appeals, you get into the appellate world within the IRS, and it stops the action, and then you work out some arrangement.
And what people don't realize is it's a technical thing. You have to do it right. You have to know how to do it, but it doesn't cost a fortune. If somebody's going to have their wages garnished, you're not going to call them up and say, I need a $10,000 retainer.
No.
No, it's not that expensive a thing.
Brian would.
So there's that aspect, and we're going to come back to it. But how do you handle the problem?
So,
Because you're talking about credit card debt, you're talking about mortgage payments falling behind because mortgage rates are higher. You got IRS notices. How do you guys solve this problem?
He makes them buy a Starbucks coffee machine.
no,
I
that's,
think
that's another show
I think that's
for another day.
show, but that show's coming up soon.
How do I
A
solve the
Starbucks
problem?
coffee machine.
Quite often, it's either a combination of Jeff and I working on the problem, or I can put people into bankruptcy, whether it's a Chapter 7 or a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Everything is designed to either control the debt or eliminate the debt, depending on where you fall in the stratosphere of the ability to resolve it.
When we get back from the break, I want you to give me more detail on that. We'll be back after the break.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirshner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Time for announcements. I want to announce THAV GROSS has opened a new office downriver in the Horizon Building on Eureka Road. So now we're in Flint, downriver, and also our home office in Bingham Farms. Remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. You can do it by Zoom conference, in the office, any way that works best for you. Just call 888-235-HELP or go to the website, thavgross.com, to sign up. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business law issues, elder law issues with Pat or Kelsey, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner. Again, sign up at lawandreality.com or thavgross.com or just call 888-235-HELP. Also, if you go to the website, you'll see there's free reports. Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by Jeff Linden and myself. Bankruptcy, Is It Right for Me by Brian Small. How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure. Business Formations, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan. And The Retiree's Guide to Social Security by Pat Simasko. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV GROSS, Simasko Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
The doctors ask if Dad's affairs are in order. Did Dad ever talk to you about what we should do in a situation like this?
Not a word.
What should we do?
We should have called Simasko.
Don't wait. All it takes is a quick call to Simasko Law or go online and fill out a request. We can get your needs and wishes set in stone so your family doesn't have to play a guessing game when the chips are down. Protect what matters. For power of attorney, call Simasko Law today.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP.
So we're back. So I want to put the overall framework of what I always like to introduce is the 3-point retirement plan. What's the goal? The goal is, and you've got to buy into the goal if you want to find yourself with financial freedom when it's time to retire. And that goal is own your home free and clear, have zero debt, and have some cash in the bank. And the point is, if you're in your 30s, adopt the goal, you'll be fine. If you're in your 40s, you may need to take steps to realign yourself to get into the goal. If you're in your 50s and 60s and you've got debt, you need to take steps right away in order to put that goal in place. But it is attainable, and it's what will be termed happiness for you at the end.
That's
and
why
you've got to assume you're going to be alive then.
And that's why so many people, starting out later on, they really are looking to their parents' inheritances as part of that retirement plan. And every kid doesn't want their mom and dad money, but the reality is they're going to need that money.
But the problem that they don't realize is mom and dad can live to 98. And that means, you're going to inherit a whole bunch of money when you're 75.
Yeah.
What are you going to do from 60 to 75?
That's when you got to do what you just said. You got to talk to Brian to protect her.
And then here's my take. People will listen to the show and they'll go, Ken, Brian, Pat, Jeff, it makes a lot of sense. But I still got $20,000 available on my credit card. I might as well use that. And then once it's used, and I got zero available on my credit card, so I don't have money to pay my mortgage, I can't pay the credit cards, I can't buy food, I can't make the car payment, I can't make the house payment, then that would be known as the S hitting the F, which is the you-know-what hitting the fan. Then they come see you?
Well,
is that the time?
I'd like to think that they would come to see me a lot sooner.
And
because
you see you.
The sooner you come in to see me when you have debt issues, the greater the likelihood I can solve them without you losing things, okay? So the biggest problem we see now when people are walking through the door, they want to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy, right? This is debt elimination bankruptcy. Wipe out your debt, get a fresh start. And a lot of people that's an available opportunity. But a lot of people have too much equity in their home now because homes have exploded in value in the last 5 years. And because of that, the longer you wait to act, the greater the likelihood you're going to have a smaller and smaller opportunity to fix the problem. Because if you've got too much equity in the home, now you got to start looking at Chapter 13. Well, if you have way too much equity in the home, now you got to start looking at paying everybody back in full. And if you can't do that, we look at debt resolution as a possibility, but if you don't have any significant disposable cash, now you've got other problems. The sooner you address what is a problem or what's looking like a problem, the better off you are.
Yeah,
waiting till the last minute is still like waiting till the last minute. It's like doing your homework, your term paper the night before it's due. It's just not going to turn out very good.
Is this a fair statement? You can investigate your options while your available credit is still there.
Yes.
There's no law that says you can. Educating yourself says you're not allowed to use your available credit. So there's no reason. It's about planning. Let me ask you a question as you raise it. That came to my mind. Suppose I have equity in my house in Michigan, but I bought a rental property in Florida at the coming out of COVID when they were at the absolute high. So I paid $550 on it, thinking it was going to go to $750 to $900,000. Not the hurricane. Right now, the Florida market is really
because the hurricanes keep hitting
with insurance costs, mortgage rates, and now that house is underwater. Does that make me fit into a Chapter 7, or do I still have the problem because there's equity in my home in Michigan?
You still have the problem because there's equity in your home in Michigan.
What do you do in that case? Let the house go to foreclosure in Florida?
Possibly. Or you can possibly turn it into your primary residence. There's different laws in Florida than there are in Michigan.
So it's a planning issue.
It is absolutely a planning issue.
What people don't realize is there are clever planning steps that we take every single day relative to tax problems, estate problems, elder law problems, bankruptcy, debt problems, management problems,
business problems
to arrive at a solution. That's why you get something when you go to the right person that you might not get with ChatGPT.
That's true. Or the wrong lawyer, because you can't do anything. It's like going to a family doctor.
The myopic lawyer, yeah.
Family doctor, cancer specialist. The cancer specialist is going to give you a lot more options.
Yeah, but when you go see the cancer specialist, unfortunately, your situation is a lot more grave than it is.
You got to go early with second you see that
It's not going to help you with your toothache.
Yeah.
I mean,
it all depends. If the cancer goes the wrong direction, it could solve the toothache problem.
At the end of the day, here's the key. The key is you must seek out the opportunity to determine what your best options and opportunities are.
And you need to do it and keep in mind the 3-point retirement plan. I want to harp on that because when I was in my 40s, I never thought about one day I'm going to want to retire and slow down. But trust me, it will happen to you. Time flies when you're having fun or when you're not. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.